All right, we'll go ahead and call the April 9th, 2024 City of New Ulm Airport Commission meeting to order. First item of business is the election of officers. So commission members, we need to appoint a chair first and then a vice chair. And then I would propose to commission members that city staff would take care of secretarial duties. So we'd be looking for a nomination for chair.
Tom, would you accept nomination for chair?
Sure.
No, I nominate Tom Firth, please.
Nomination for Tom Firth. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? I would take a motion for a unanimous ballot for Tom Firth to serve as chair.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion carries. Mr. Firth, the meeting is yours.
The meeting's mine. You mean it starts now already?
Yep.
I would entertain a motion to appoint a vice chair.
Kind of silent.
Does someone want to be vice chair?
You could nominate me.
I don't believe I can nominate anyone now that I'm the chair. But I'll entertain
You will
a
entertain,
nomination.
okay, and you
Yes.
do entertain.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
let me ask, which of the other two members would be interested in
Good point.
serving in that capacity?
Not me.
Okay,
Not you either.
Rosemary? Yeah, I'm kind of
I-
up to my eyeballs in the
realize.
Mankato Airport business, so I propose,
I think I could do that.
okay.
I think I could follow through on it. Yeah.
All right, there's a motion on the table to nominate Rosemary as the vice chair. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Yay.
Welcome. And then I would also entertain a motion for the secretary position with the understanding that it's been recommended that that position be taken by city staff. Do I have a motion?
So moved?
Okay, there's a motion on the table. Do we need to be specific who?
No.
Okay. Motion on the table to have the secretary position performed by city staff. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of minutes. That would be the second page on your iPad. Take a brief look through those. When you're ready, I'd entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
Yeah.
Motion to approve?
Okay, is there a second?
I second the motion.
Motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Let's see here. Old business. Update on the status of the 2024 Airport Improvement Program, AIP grant applications and projects.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair, commission members. I apologize, I probably should have went through this first, right away at the beginning, but maybe it'd be a good idea to go around. We do have a new commission member to go around, do introductions and just brief background if you wish, Mr. Chair.
Tom Firth. I'm from New Ulm and lived in the cities for a while. Been back for about 25 years now, working in our family insurance agency, and was appointed about a year ago, and real happy to be sitting on the commission.
Talon Wald, as far as aviation goes, I've been flying for 20 years. I have one of the hangars at the airport here, as well as a twin engine Seneca and a Malibu. But so around the airport quite a bit. I'd argue I have the most instrument approaches into New Ulm outside of Mankato State. And so been around it quite a bit, and I spend quite a bit of time out at the airport. So outside of this, then, I am the president and second generation ownership of Spexis would be the local organization, rolls up to Ritelka, which is a conglomerate of about 9 businesses. We have 7 locations across the Midwest and a few hundred employees, and so that's what I do for my full-time gig. But yeah, that's kind of my involvement, and as Joe told me earlier, I was kind of voluntold that I've got to be on this, and so here I am.
Welcome. Thank you, Talon.
Brad Lipke. I started my flight training in 1976. Used to have my brothers had a hangar out at the airport, but we had to abandon that because if it was still there, it would be about 10 feet from the end of the new runway. I am the commander of the Civil Air Patrol Squadron in Mankato, the Air Force Auxiliary, and I am a manufacturing or industrial engineer by trade. Currently working in a production position at 3M, but looking forward to retiring from that and getting a job I like better, back in engineering. Been on the commission for about 2 years now, I guess, and looking forward to more community involvement with the airport and people realizing the resource and appreciating it and wanting the airport to be a good neighbor to all the other citizens of New Ulm.
Thanks, Brad.
Sounds really good. Hi, my name is Rosie Gear. I'm originally from New England. About 6 years ago, I bought a house in New Ulm, and I've been very, very happy here. I started my flight training about the same time as you did in '76, but I ran out of money, and then before you know it, I was pregnant with my daughter, and it's like, okay, well, and I think that flying lessons were a lot cheaper back then, too. But I worked for Northwest Airlines and Delta Airlines in their in-flight services. I was a flight attendant and a flight attendant trainer. Did a little bit of work with the FAA as well. And along the way, I got myself a law degree at William Mitchell. What else do I want to say about myself? Was that enough? And I'm really happy to be on the commission here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rosemary.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, commission members. So yes, I'll update you on the 2024 AAP grant applications and projects. We have a number of things going on at the airport, as you'll see later in the agenda as we look at and review the CIP. But first one on the list here is we are currently in the grants application process for the apron expansion project. So these next 3 projects kind of coincide with one another just due to their proximity to one another here at the airport. So just to orientate yourselves here, building number 2 here is the terminal building, obviously the main parking lot, existing fuel systems right out here. So number 1 is the apron expansion project. So we are proposing, which is shown, this is a sheet from the airport layout plan that was adopted last year. This darker gray area that I'm trying to go around here with the cursor would be the area in which we're talking about expanding that apron area. The reason for this apron expansion leads into number 3 on the list, which is the fuel system replacement, which is going to be located right here. So in order to place the fuel system where we need it, we need to expand the apron. So those 2 projects, we are currently, we're planning to use our bill funding for the apron expansion, and then there will be a 70-30 grant with the state for the fuel system replacement. Lead time on the fuel system is most likely 6 to 8 months. So we are looking at going through the grant application process in '24 and constructing both of these projects concurrently in 2025. In conjunction with the fuel system, we are also proposing to construct this access road with turnaround area and then be a kind of a concrete pad for offloading fuel deliveries. As you're most likely aware now, any fuel deliveries that happen at the airport, we have to commingle air traffic and the delivery, semi-delivery traffic. This access road would allow us to separate that traffic and remove that conflict for the new fuel system. So we're still working on the grants application process for the fuel system, but we just received the executed grant for the apron expansion this afternoon. Sorry, that's for the AWAS. We're currently in the process of working through that grants application process for the apron expansion. But we are going to, in conjunction with the apron expansion, we're also hoping to tie in using our entitlement dollars, a taxi lane extension here at the airport to really have an area for our Class 2 aircraft. Currently at the airport, we don't have a place for our Class 2 aircraft because our T-hangars don't support that type of aircraft. So with the taxi lane extension, that would open up this southeastern area for private development of hangars. We would be able to lease that land to private plane owners who wish to build their own facility here on the airport grounds. Not to say that we want to build any additional hangars and lease them out as a city as well, but this would allow us that opportunity because right now we just don't have a spot for that type of development. And we have been approached in the past with people inquiring about that possibility. So this would allow us to proceed as requests come in and lease out that area as requested. So those three projects, when we started talking economy of scale because of the FAA regulation or FAA specifications when it comes to aggregates and bituminous mixes and things of that nature, to do small batches of production for these specialized mixes, it would make our bid prices increase quite significantly if we were doing these separately. So we are hoping to bid these all concurrently in one bid package, get that economy of scale and make these projects more affordable. So there'll be more coming forward as we get through the grant process on those three projects. But just wanted to update you on the progress to date. And then again, we're hoping to secure the 2024 funding and the grants and then construct all of these in 2025. We just had a meeting with FAA concerning the taxi lane extension and going through some of the required documentation and requirements that they have for us to move forward with that. But again, all of this is shown in the approved airport layout plan, so we are continuing to work forward on that. The last item on the list is the AWAS. So AWAS is the Automated Weather Observation System. So we worked in the last couple of years to sit the new AWAS location. Currently, that existing AWAS is in the infield, just west of the fuel system, right up in here. So the new sitting location for that AWAS system is going to be southeast of the terminal building, kind of where the decommissioned, what do we have out there? We had a decommissioned beacon that was out here, non-directional beacon. So we're going to use that area to sit for the location. So the state, we recently just executed a 100% funded state grant for the design work to deliver this project. The city will be responsible for developing the site civil plans and doing the civil work, and then the state will erect the towers and the actual weather system. So the weather system is owned by the state of Minnesota. The existing system has reached the end of its useful life and needs to be replaced. So again, that one is moving forward, and optimistically, we might by fall have the new AWAS constructed, but that might be a little aggressive. So we're tentatively planning that in 2025 as well. That is the update on the AIP applications. So any questions on any of that? I know it was a lot there, so.
All right, thank you. On to new business. First item is a Crosswind Runway 927 funding update.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. As you may have seen in the paper, the city has been awarded $2.5 million for the relocation and construction of Crosswind Runway 927. And so for just reference, commission members, when we went through the zoning update last year, or the last handful of years, we zoned for 927, so that runway is protected. The protection zones are all appropriately zoned. So now we will begin with that award information. We will now kind of expeditedly begin the environmental review process. We have environmental documents that need to be updated. Our consultant is working on that as we speak, along with getting through the proper criteria with the FAA and state of Minnesota as far as how we're going to funnel that money through and grant applications and things of that nature. So we had a meeting with the FAA last week via a Teams meeting just to go through the project scope and what they're going to require for environmental review and things of that nature. So we'll be working closely with the agency so we can deliver this project within the time window that we're allotted with the funds that have been allocated for the runway. It's going to be another turf crosswind runway. We're not looking to pave it. But that's kind of the update we have at this time. I don't know, I was pretty surprised we received the funding. It was one of those projects they're taking applications, let's try it. So we were fortunate enough to receive it. But the benefits to the project will be, from a development standpoint for the city, as well as providing better wind coverage for the pilots. So I think this is it's a good project to get off the list, something that the city's been working on for over 20 years to deliver this project. So we're very thankful for the funding and excited to keep moving forward. So we'll, like I said, work through environmental and land acquisition and kind of try to keep this thing moving expeditedly. So any questions on that?
Is there an estimated timeline for that, of when they would start turning dirt?
Dirt, most likely, if we get through the environmental and the land acquisition, we're hoping 25, completion by 26. So late 25, maybe start moving the earth and then finalize it in 26 is what we're looking at right now. So
That can be a winter project?
probably not work over the winter, but try it some late fall. Just, with it being turf, that saves us, if we have a mild winter, yeah, it could be, depending on freeze up and things of that nature. But yeah, so it's going to be kind of an aggressive timeline, but our consultant's very confident that they'll be able to push everything through.
So that project has the funding in place, but before that, we are hoping to do the other project that we're still waiting for everything to be put in place, the apron project?
Yep. So the funding for the other projects is we're either using our bill funding. That's kind of a set aside money that our airport is entitled to get, just through appropriations and things of that nature. So we'll probably end up borrowing ahead on those bill funds, and same with our entitlement dollars that the airport gets every year, just because they're in a year-by-year basis, they're not enough to accomplish a project, so we'll borrow ahead and use those funds for the next 3-4 years to complete these
So the two
expansion
projects are coming from two different pots of funds? is,
Correct, yep.
Two different programs?
Yeah, actually, once you factor in the AWAS and the fuel system, it's 4 different pots of money. We have bill funding, we have entitlement funds, and we have the state to grant process for 2 different state grants for the other 2. So it's, a lot of different grants and credit applications and things to keep track of. But
Did you go for any monument funding when that was all getting handed out? Or?
well, had I known I was going to be so successful, I probably should have applied for some funding for Herman as well. But again, no action was needed on that one. So.
Okay. On to new business 5.2, review airport capital improvement plan.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. So within your packet is a long look at our proposed CIP for the airport. As you can see, we're pretty busy in the next handful of years, 24, 5, 6, and 7. And then we get out to, 2039, talking about pavement management and things of that nature. So as we look that far out into the future, they're really just placeholders that we know projects are going to come due. But as with any CIP, they're always subject to change. So I know for certain the stuff in 2024 is stuff we're going to work on. And then as we move forward in 25, we have pavement management and snow removal replacements. That's all included. And, some of these are wish list things that we keep in the CIP, even though it may not happen in 25 or 6 or 7. But as we update it each year, those are items we need to keep in there because they are going to become due. Or if we have equipment reach the end of its useful life, then we need to go for replacement. So I guess from the commission, just asking for a review of that. If this is acceptable to the commission, I'd be looking for a motion to adopt it, and then we'll move forward from there. But I'd be happy to answer any questions on any of the items that you see listed within the CIP.
In 2026, wildlife fencing, is that a airport design criteria that they're putting in place nowadays that they want better fencing around airports?
Yeah, to attempt for critter control, deer and things of that,
Yeah,
mostly deer. Our smaller critters are going to get in no matter what we try, but the fencing has been on our CIP for a very long time. It's one of those that keeps getting pushed to the back burner as these other projects come up. But it is a long-term goal to fence the entire airport property.
Yeah. And BIL is what?
That's the build funding. I
That's
don't
one
know.
of those
Yeah, I
pots.
don't know what the acronym stands for. It's just a federal grants funding stream, I guess.
All right, any other questions about the capital improvement plan? I would entertain a motion to approve this plan.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to approve the 2024 Airport Capital Improvement Plan. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We don't have any spot on here to ask about other business. but do
No
we
other
have
business
any
for
other
you today,
business?
and that's all I had on the agenda for you today, Commissioners. So,
Okay. Then I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.